Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yu Din. I'm the digital marketing manager at EmployWise here. Today's session on HR at EmployWise webinar series is on hiring challenges in the IT sector, which is a very hot topic, as you know. So I'm joined by Meenakshi Gaur, PHR, who is the manager human resources. So she has actually 8+ years of experience in training other HR pros and also in practicing as an HR professional. And she's our HR manager here, and she has experience in the States, and she's come back to India to hire for our company. So Meenakshi, what has been your experience with hiring here?
First of all, thank you, Yo-Yo, for that generous introduction. Today's topic, as she rightly introduced, is all about the hiring challenges in the IT sector. And this presentation is very close to my heart because it all comes out from my experience in hiring with a startup for the last 8-9 months. And to begin with the presentation, I want to start with a story that I faced a few months back, and then I'll just guide you through the flow of the presentation. And the presentation basically is in 3 parts. The first part of the presentation talks about the challenges that a startup or a SME faces in attracting the candidates. And the second part of the presentation talks about the hiring challenges at a candidate level. And the third part broadly talks about the challenges or the hazards of hiring at an organization level, and what is the right way one should adopt to ensure that the chances of getting the right candidate increases. So as I said, I'll share a personal experience with you. The first time that one of my core team handed me a resignation letter saying that he just got an opportunity to work in a super brand IT company, which he simply couldn't refuse. He simply couldn't get it. And that night when I went home, I just couldn't sleep, knowing that when I thought we had the right team in place, the team was ready, one of our key members just walks out because he wants to work with a super brand. So if somebody asked him where you are working, he could easily rattle off the name of the IT company or the super brand that he works with. So why is it that the small and medium enterprises or startups, they face various challenges in attracting the right kind of people? So as you can see, most of the candidates or people, they aspire to work with the known brands or the giants in the IT sector. People consider the brand of the company as one of the most important factors in their career. If you're a tech person, then working with Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, Oracle is the ultimate goal, regardless of the job itself. Anything else below that is just a stepping stone to getting an offer letter from one of the big guys. And when they work for a startup, IT startup or a SME, their outlook is that this is a transition job. They are often looked upon, opportunities in SMEs and ITs are looked upon as a transition job. They do not look at it as a permanent job. They do not see a career or a long-term career opportunity to grow with the business. And this also poses a challenge for us to retain them. And when an employee or a candidate joins a startup, there is a mismatch in expectations. There's a mismatch in expectations in terms of the environment, the perks, the benefits, the work culture, the job description as larger companies. That even Infosys and TCS, they have been through this through the early stages. And this is not everywhere that everybody wants to be. So only people who want to grow, who get a kick out of the various hats and the responsibility one gets to share in a startup, then this is the right place to be in. If you want to work in a place where you just want to park yourself and not be challenged and just take home your salary check at the end of the day, then I think a big a big brand might work for you in the long run. So this wouldn't be the right place for you.
So it's not always the quality or the qualifications that you have in the candidate, but also whether they have the enthusiasm and the can-do attitude that they have.
Rightly said. So as Yo-Yo said, so coming again back to the point, what is the biggest challenge? I think the biggest challenge in a country like India, where you have the numbers of people are there. You put an ad on your website and you get responses by the hundreds. But at the end of the day, it's only a very few candidates who actually makes the cut. So finding the quality of people is definitely a problem. Quantity in a country like India is not a problem. So what kind of recruitment challenges do we encounter in India at a candidate level? As a candidate level, the most important factor in hiring is the quality of the candidate. When I say the quality of the candidate, it is very difficult to find the right candidate with the right skill set, with the right mindset for the job. More often than not, one needs to compromise, and if you compromise, then this results in a substandard hire. I have a philosophy which somebody shared with me when I was in college. They said it's a share which I would like to share with you. For any role that I need to fill up, I usually say the share and then I go ahead. It's like I just need one person for that job. So the share goes like this. I think this would help you also in deciding or taking a call when it comes to a candidate. कि दिल है देना, किसी नेक को है देना, मंदिर का प्रसाद नहीं जो हर किसी को है देना. So what I want to say through the share is that I just need that one right candidate for the job, and I'm not ready to compromise. If I compromise, I know I will have to compromise at all the later stages in the company, at each level. So for me, it's better to wait and see or to close the position early on. So it is very important to evaluate the candidate on the competencies, on the skill sets. What is that one unique thing he'll be bringing in? Is it he'll just do the job as it was done before, or is there something better? Is there something better add-on in terms of talent, in terms of quality, in terms of skill set that he'll be bringing in? Then one important thing that is missing in most of the tech guys, Yo-Yo, is the communication skills. I have seen that most of the candidates technically very sound, yes, but when it comes to communication, I'm afraid they do not meet the bar. If you might be the best technical person in the world, but if you cannot communicate effectively, if you cannot communicate your work, I think you will have to struggle in your job. Yeah. So it's very important that a tech person has the right kind of communication skills. I have had candidates wherein they do not know the difference between his or her. They just rattle it off interchangeably, yeah, and that kind of puts the recruiter off. So it's very important that you train your people or the candidates in interviewing skills, formal communication, because for us companies, we invest a lot of time and effort on the work front, yeah, but when it comes to personal skills, communication, soft skills, a lot needs to be desired. Yeah.
That way you also have this person ready for the next role and not just be stuck in this one programmer role or developer role or whichever role that you're hiring for. Yeah. It's also very interesting you brought up the point of, taking your time and all that, because at times I think HR, especially recruiters, are pressured to meet the numbers. From the CEO or whoever is heading the company, they're saying, okay, we have to grow by this amount of time, you need to get me 5 people within the next month.
That's very true.
And
so the sword is always hanging on the
Yeah.
HR people for hiring.
Yeah.
You should be done with your hiring by the end of the week. The job should have been closed like yesterday.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. It happens always like that. One would want it to happen. So I think this all of us we are in the same boat when it comes to hiring. I think we all share similar experiences because the sourcing of the candidates, the candidate pool is the same from where we all hire. So I think we all come across similar hiring problems. For me, it's just that I'm rattling it off so that you can relate to it, and at the end of the presentation we are little more mature and little more better informed when it comes to hiring. So the next point in the presentation is jobs versus career. So as it says jobs versus career, people look, when I say people, it's usually the candidate who come in looking for a job is looking actually for a job and he's not looking for a career. And people have a very narrow outlook where they want to take their career. They have absolutely no idea what career is, what do they want to do 5 years down the year. You ask them, okay, what is, I always ask this question as a part of an interview. This kind of gives me an insight into the candidate thought process. What is it, where do you see yourself 2 years from now or 5 years from now? And the answer that I get from him or her is that I enjoy coding and that is what I want to be doing. But I think it is important as a HR person that we address this issue hands-on. As a part of the selection process, if you show a career path to an individual or a career progression in your organization, even if the candidate doesn't join, it can be a good PR practice for you. And if you share this with the candidate, it kind of makes him have a good feeling about the job, and this in the end also helps in reducing your attrition rate in the long run. And another important skill which I think is lacking in the candidate is the skill set. When I use the term skill set, I mean a plethora of skills in terms of communication skill, in terms of technical skills, in terms of human relation skills, and the day-to-day skills. Because in today's scenario, nobody works alone. Everybody needs to be part of one team or the other. And in a diverse environment like today, where sharing information and objective, working in teams, and how the business functions, it is very important to have good interpersonal skills. We have had candidates, we have had people wherein towards the end, I'll share a checklist with you. They were A+ on all the criterias, and he or she, the candidate who came, was the ideal candidate. But towards a few months down the line, it came across that the chemistry between him and the team was a nightmare. So we had to let go of the candidate. So it's very important to ensure that the candidate has a right skill set and the right skills that is required for the job. There is a match. There shouldn't be a mismatch. As I said, we do not compromise on any criteria. So it is important to have a job description in place, and once that is in place, this would help you in getting the right candidate in. You can tick the points that you look for in the candidate, and if he meets that, you can. It's similar to a marriage. If you're looking for a groom, you have a checklist in place. The more the text, the happier it makes you, and it tells you, yes, this association can be a success. That is what it is all about.